Good morning everyone, welcome to a new Super 69 EV film, and today you join me not from the i3 but from my hobby car. Yes, in the weekends I like to drive a petrol powered car. Being that this channel is all about EVs, I haven't shown it yet. I have it now for almost a year. And I have driven it around 1,000 kilometers, so it also tells you everything you need to know. I don't drive it a lot, but it's a special car, and in this movie I'm going to tell you about why I drive this car for pleasure. Yes, this is a Volkswagen Polo 1.6 16V from the year 2000. It has less than 60,000 kilometers on the odometer. It's a one-owner car, and it's totally but fully unmolested, which is unique for these kinds of cars. You only find them with 200k plus on the odometer and in very, very dubious condition. And I don't want that. I want an original car because I am totally obsessed with the Piëch era of Volkswagen. Piëch was the then CEO, and he was under the impression that if you gave customers cars that looked better and felt better than they actually were, you could charge more. That's when the VW Golf 4 came out, and it was a massive step up from the Golf 3. And because of that, a lot of people bought into it, and it made Volkswagen into the powerhouse it now is. Audi could move even more upmarket, and what you see now is that even Skoda is moving upmarket as well. So his vision still shines today. I think he would turn around in his grave when he saw an early ID3, but yeah, maybe not, because he knew that it would be necessary. This car I bought it, and it was optically it's very good. It's like new. Inside is very good, like new. Technically, it needed a lot of love. I bought it with a lot of back maintenance. I had a very large service done, cam belt, spark plugs, all the fluids. Everything is new on this car, and it needed it because the cam belt was about to go. It could have snapped any moment, so that would have meant a very expensive paperweight, because a car like this in this condition isn't cheap. I think it will maintain its value. I bought it at first I thought I'd buy it to just ride around on a circuit and use it for track days, because even though I did some laps with the i3 on the Nürburgring, you could clearly see that it isn't made for it. But I decided against it up until this point, because it's just too pretty to use on the track. This car was funnily spec'd because it doesn't have a radio. This one came with a very dodgy aftermarket double DIN system that was later installed, which I ripped out immediately. It has climate control, and it has seat heating. And it also has the xenon headlights, which were specific to the GTI. They look tremendous, but the funniest thing about this car by far is this extra little sun visor above the mirror. I have never ever had a car that had that, and that is typically to the Piëch era Volkswagens. They did stuff just different. And if you look underneath the bonnet, there's an engine that looks really nice. The spark plug cables are all routed and everything is screwed down. It's built to last, and that's something you don't see a lot in other modern cars. So for the weekend I love to drive a petrol powered peppy 1.6 engine that has a nice sound to it, and I don't drive it a lot, so I don't think I'm not harming the environment in any way. by driving a couple 100 or 1,000 kilometers a year with a car like this. But every time I park it again to get on with the week and start driving my i3 again, I know I'm never ever going back to a petrol powered daily driver, because it's very expensive compared to an EV. It is not as comfortable. It is way quicker though. This thing will do a bit over 200 kilometers an hour, which not many EVs do, to be honest. If you go up to the higher segments like Teslas and expensive Audis and BMWs, they will do. But all the pretty normal cars, they won't even do 200 kilometers an hour. Now, I know that's for a lot of people very much a non-issue, but I am very close to the German border. I work partly in Germany, so it is, for me, it makes sense to have a car with a bit higher top speed. So that is one of the advantages of having a petrol powered car. But this being a 2000 car meant that things like CO2 and stuff didn't really matter, which resultates in that this car is very shortly geared. If you drive on the Autobahn and you drive like around 130, 140, it is already at 4,500 RPM. So it really sinks, and I don't mind it because I don't do long distances in this thing. But I asked my wife, would you like to drive it to Switzerland for a marathon instead of the camper van, because it will be a bit quicker and then we can do a hotel or something? And she was like, no, I really don't want to sit in that noisy car for that long a distance. That's not how I imagine fun. So all in all, I thought that was a good idea. And it's just I keep going on about the build quality, but look at this inside. It's just so period, and it's so pretty. And I have this silver color that has a bit of a bluish shine. I wasn't really looking to buy this car, but when I found it, I had to have it. And I bought it last year, December. I took delivery of it in January. And then I had it serviced really extensively. So the first time I properly got to drive it was in March. Then it was on very, very, very old tires. Which I'm very afraid of. I really don't like it to drive on old tires, so I gave it some new tires and I had the wheels refurbished. And now I'm on new tires, so I can actually drive the thing. But now the windscreen wipers stopped working, so that is also a thing I have to attend to. And the AC stopped working. So this being an old car, I already know again why I don't want to be dependent on an old car, because things will break, and as long as it's a car that you use once in a while and with good weather, then it's not a problem at all. But if you want to drive this thing daily, yeah, it will be a problem, a big problem, and it will be a very annoying thing to tend to, because it will need attention every now and again. And if it's just hobby, it doesn't matter. But if it's something you would like to be very dependable, and of course you can get it there, but yeah, for me the fun is in driving it on special occasions for fun, just to drive around and not to have to be going anywhere. So that is a bit of an insight into why I drive a petrol powered weekend car for like old-timer road trips and stuff, and a bit of rally driving, like the puzzle rallies, not like at speed, because no cage, no sports seats, but they are buckets, but they won't keep you in place that well. And yeah, we're gonna thank you very much for watching. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it. The search for my next car will continue in the next video.